Welcome back to the Jet Set. Today we're on a journey through the San Juan Islands in the Pacific Northwest, and while visiting Orcas Island, we went exploring through the many businesses and restaurants and had a chance to connect with some of the entrepreneurs and found that they're very careful to keep a balanced relationship between business and the land that they operate on. Tony, Buck Bay Shellfish Farm has quite a history. Tell me a little bit about your establishment.
Well, this is actually a third generation property. Our grandparents bought this back in the mid-30s. They had originally were on their way up to Alaska to homestead up there.
Okay.
And it rained for 3 straight weeks, and they decided, you know what, this is not right. So they got back in their sailboat, packed all the tools up, and ended here in this glorious part of San Juan Islands on beautiful Orcas Island.
This is so cool here. Tell me a little bit about when people come to visit this beautiful place, how can they take care of it so that we can still enjoy it for future generations?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And the reason why is that we are very protective of the islands, the people, the locals, if you will, the people that live here. And we do just one thing we don't do is if someone honks their horn at you, it's because they're saying hi. And that's what we would like them to feel like when they come here, and that's what we'd like them to act like.
Now, speaking of the beauty, now we are in a very beautiful location. What kind of sustainable practices do you employ here to help preserve the land?
Well, besides farming oysters, which is really a great way to clean our local waters and all that, you know, just live cleanly, shop locally, support all of our local farms, support all of our local businesses. That's what we do to sustain here.
Tony, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Bobby,
much.
I'm going to
Yeah,
have
let's
some
go
lunch.
in here and let's go see what we can find. After talking to Tony, we of course had to indulge in some of the amazing food. The fresh fish and chips and clam chowder were delicious, and if you make your way over to Orcas Island, we definitely recommend making this a lunch destination.
As Tony said, shopping and dining at locally owned shops is an important part of helping and supporting the community while visiting. Taking a walk through the charming downtown area offers lots of local art and tons of charm. One local business with a unique story is Roots, and I had the chance to meet with owners Cole and Shay to learn about their story.
Okay, you guys, we're here at Roots on Orcas Island. This place is amazing, and there is a lot going on here. Tell me about the kind of the vibe here. What's going on here?
What's going on, Cole?
Yeah.
we're just getting going. We're working on this for a long time, and we opened the first kind of phase of the business.
That's amazing. So we are starting here in the coffee shop, but what's the kind of progression of this place?
So Templin's was the original grocery store on the island. When we were kids, we grew up coming to this store to buy our groceries. As we have taken it over, we are creating a wine bar and cafe.
Yes.
We have first opened the cafe, and Cole will
That's
talk about
awesome.
the rest.
No, well, it's kind of cool, as Shay mentioned, like the idea of like back in the day, this was Templin's, which was the grocery store.
And
on
this
the
is where
island.
you guys used to come when
like
you guys
when we were
were
little kids.
This is
When we were kids,
awesome.
we'd run in here with our parents and run around the floors, and it was just like, so to have an opportunity to come back here on Orcas right now and open someplace in a building as historic as this, you know, with Rick and Marlis Hughes, and like just being able to kind of put this together, it's been fantastic.
So you guys grew up here, both left, and then what kind of drew you back to the island? I mean, it's a magical place, but what was the kind of catalyst to bring you guys back here?
I think it's different for us both, but I just moved back in 2019. I left in 1999, and almost 20 years to the date, I moved back. And I think it had a lot to do with the people who raised me on the island. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that I had great friends and great relationships here.
Yeah, because you guys grew up together,
That's right.
Yeah.
We graduated high school together. We knew each other since we were probably about 4 years old, maybe 3 years old. But yeah, so that was a huge catalyst for me to move back.
Yeah, I think that just like Shay, the family, you know, my family, mom and dad are still here, my little brother is still here.
Really?
Yeah, so I also left in 1999, same year we graduated together. I think right after we got, let's get out of here. We just bounced, but also our friends, like all the people that we grew up with, a lot of them are still here. And so the idea of coming back to our roots, you know, being back here on the island, also for me, especially the natural beauty of the island. Like
So
the island is
beautiful.
so incredibly beautiful. It's such a magical place. Like even to this day, driving the same drive I've taken my entire life.
Yeah.
I was gone for 18 years, even coming back. It's like, it's so incredibly breathtaking. It's almost too much.
It really is. So a lot of what we're talking about is the kind of stewardship of the island and taking care of the island. So what can you tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing to take care of this magical, beautiful place?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for us was that our endeavor was not just to have a business. It was to create a space that both the locals and the community could enjoy. Our experiences all over the world were really what brought this thing together, but yet we also want to highlight a lot of the kids and the people that we grew up with who are part of this community.
So now it's the next generation of kids that are going to be playing in this space for all of us to see. Well,
Yeah.
you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Now, while Nikki got to spend a few nights at the Rosario Resort,
yes.
I stayed at Otter's Pond, an amazing bed and breakfast with a truly amazing breakfast in the morning prepared by the owner, a trained chef, Amanda Zimlich, with ingredients straight from the backyard. Amanda, I have to say, I am thoroughly enjoying my stay here at Otter's Pond. It is so comfortable, and your breakfast this morning was amazing.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm glad. Well, there's two things that you can't skimp on. You can't skimp on your shoes, and you can't skimp on your mattress. So those two things I try to.
The mattress is really amazing.
The truth is, Amanda's attention to detail stretches far beyond the mattresses. The well-thought-out spaces are immaculately clean and welcoming, with areas to read and relax, or to just enjoy a glass of wine and take in the spectacular scenery.
Cooking with the ingredients from here, specifically Orcas, I like to try to tell the story to the guests that stay here, and to friends and family that I cook and eat meals with. That connection, and I think we do that best through the cooking, the flavors.
You know, there's so much beauty on the island, and there's obviously a lot of folks who want to come visit, but what's your hope for visitors to the island? How do you want them to view and protect the island while they're visiting?
I really want people to see not just what we have in terms of the ocean and the shoreline. Sure, that's kind of a natural attraction, but I feel privileged because we've got Otter's Pond, which is inland. And everybody sort of sees pictures of whales and orcas, and those are beautiful, and we want to preserve them and understand their behaviors. But inland, we've got beautiful birds and a diverse group of raptors, owls, and hawks, and falcons, and so forth. So this is kind of a natural setting to see what's inland and what's in the forest. And I want people to kind of walk away with an appreciation for the diverse species that we have just in Moran State Park, which we're right next door to. And treading lightly, I think it's a big message. My hope, and this is kind of like my secret strategy, but if I feed people really well for breakfast, they're not going to bring a lot of stuff into the park, and they're not going to, they're going to be kind of mindful. They're going to be full, so they're not going to be leaving waste and things like that.
You know, you really don't get an experience like this at every B&B, where you get to have the most comfortable mattress I think I've ever slept on, and then wake up to an amazing breakfast prepared by a trained chef. So thank you so much for having us and for showing us around and for all the background, because it really has been a very comfortable stay.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're ferrying over to San Juan Island for some more exploring in the Pacific Northwest. There's kayaks involved.